Objective for today is to label a normal curve with appropriate standard deviations. In this first problem, we will have 9, 3, and 6. What we want to do first is find the average and round it to the tenths place, if necessary. So that's 9, 12, 18. So 18 divided by 3 is an average of 6. Now let's find the standard deviation just like last week. We'll do 9 minus 6, square the difference. 3 minus 6, square the difference. And 6 minus 6, square the difference. I have 3 numbers in the list, so that's why I divide by 3. So from here, we will have 3 squared, which is 9. Negative 3 squared is 9. And 0 squared is 0. 9 and 9 plus 0 is 18. Divide by 3 to get 6. And then the square root of 6. Round it to the tenths place. That'll be 2.4. Next, we have to label the normal curve with the mean and the standard deviations. The mean, in this case, is 6, will always go in the middle, underneath the 0. And then to the right of that, you add 2.4 to 6 to get 8.4. Add 2.4 to 8.4 to get 10.8 for the second standard deviation. And then add 2.4 to 10.8 to get 13.2 for the third standard deviation. Now when you go to the left of the mean, you have to subtract 2.4. So 6 minus 2.4 is 3.6. And then 3.6 minus 2.4 is 1.2. And 1.2 minus 2.4 is negative 1.2. A question you could get is, what is the second standard deviation? And in this case it would be 10.8. If the question is, what is the negative second standard deviation? 1.2. If you just get this, that means what is the first standard deviation? 8.4. On this example, the numbers are 4, 8, 5, and 3. 4, 8, 5, and 3. What you're looking for first is the average, x bar. So add up 4, 8, 5, and 3 to get 12, 17, looks like it's going to be 20. Divide by the number of numbers, which is 4. You have 4 numbers. So that gives us an average of 5. Now for each number in the list, you subtract the mean and then square that difference and add them all together. 4 minus 5, square the difference. 8 minus 5, square the difference. 5 minus 5, square the difference. And 3 minus 5, square the difference. Divide by the number of numbers, which is 4, and then you'll need a square root of all of it. So we'll go back and simplify. 4 minus 5 is 1, and square it to get 1. And then 8 minus 5 is 3, square that to get 9. 5 minus 5 is 0, Square that to get 0. And 3 minus 5 is negative 2. Square that to come up with 4. One and 9 is 10, plus 4 is 14. So we need the square root of 14 over 4. Rounded to the tenths place is 1.9. Your mean is 5, and the standard deviation is 1.5. So we have to go label the curve. The mean is 5, it goes in the middle. And then go to the right by adding, well, this should be 1.9. I just wrote 1.5 by mistake, so at least we caught it before I wrote all that across the middle. 5, and then add the standard deviation, which is 1.9, to get 6.9. And then keep adding 1.9 as you go to the right. This should be 8.8, and then 10.7. Now when you go to the left, you have to subtract. So this should be 3.1, and then 1.2, and then a negative 0.7. If the question is, what is the third standard deviation? Answer would be 10.7. If the question is, what is the negative third standard deviation? Answer is negative 0.7. If the question is, what is the second standard deviation? Answer is 8.8. In this practice problem, the list is 2675. And the question is, what is the second negative standard deviation? Add up your numbers first to get 2, 8, 15, 20. So the mean is 20 divided by 4, which is 5. So we'll do 2 minus 5, square the difference. 6 minus 5, square the difference. 7 minus 5, square the difference. And 5 minus 5, square the difference. Divide by 4, square root of everything. And when we simplify this, we'll have 3, negative 3 squared is 9. 1 squared is 1. 2 squared is 4. Too many plus signs. And should be a 1 in there somewhere. Yeah, that's a 9. And that's a 1. That'll be a 4. And this is 0. They're just out of order. I don't know why I put 3 plus signs in there in a row. So we'll go 9 and 4 is 13 plus 1 is 14. 14 over 4. We need the square root of that. That will come out to be 1.9. 1.9, and we have a mean of 5, a standard deviation of 5. So the mean is 5, standard deviation is 1.9. So we'll have a 5 and then 6.9, and we were looking for what? Which the second negative. So we need this one back here, so I'll go the other direction and get 3.1, and then 1.2 should be the answer. Your numbers are 2, 11, and 5. You're looking for the third standard deviation. Add them up to get 2, 13, and then 18. So the average is 18 divided by 3, which is the number of numbers. Average is 6. 2 minus 6, square the difference. 11 minus 6, square the difference. And 5 minus 6, square the difference. Divide by 3. Now, what we'll get is negative 4 squared, that's 16. 5 squared is 25. Negative 1 squared is 1. Add those up to get 42 divided by 3, which is 14. Square root of 14 is 3.7. So we need 6 and 3.7 for the next page. Average is 6, standard deviation is 3.7. Looking for the third standard deviation, so that's 6 for the mean. Go to the right to get 9.7, 13.4, and then 17.1.